everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be following a tutorial which I've already done before from Helen Elliston, Colourist Special Effects number 2. Now I have kept this page out just to show you the finished piece that I actually did, and I was requested to do this video on the strawberries. Now I was and ahhing whether to do it or not, obviously because it's a tutorial book and she doesn't want all of her tutorials out on YouTube, otherwise people wouldn't buy the books. But I have seen other YouTubers do bits and pieces out of this book, so I thought it'd be okay. And seeing as I did actually message Helen when I did the flip through of the 4th edition of these books, she was absolutely fine with that, so I thought that this would be okay. So this is only a little small tutorial of the strawberries. Like I said, this is the one that I did complete. I'm sticking to the same book because it's got strawberries in again. I am sticking with Prismacolors, but I was going through all the steps again and it doesn't actually say what Prismacolors to use. So if you don't have Prismacolors, you can pick whatever colours you want. Shade yellow, orange and pink. There's no actual, number, so I've just chosen the ones that I think suit best. So I've gone for, my darkest red is the Crimson Lake PC925, and then the true red is Permanent Red. For the pink I'm using Blush Pink, for the yellow Canary Yellow, and Sunburst Yellow for the orange. Like I said, we will go through step by step. So I'll just take this out of frame. I'll keep it at the side of me though, for easy reach. This is the page I've done. I went over this with Glossy Accents and it's turned out beautiful. I love it. So this is the page that we're going to work on today. We're not going to get even close to finishing this, but I just want to show you my technique, or her technique shall I say, of colouring strawberries. So number 1 is shade yellow, orange and pink, where is shown above. So I'll show you the reference, which is this one, and that is basically what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go in with the Canary Yellow and we'll basically place it where Helen has told us. Now I know that the seeds, there is a separate bit in the tutorial. Now let me check the other page. I don't know if I actually followed that bit. Yes, I did. I did actually follow that bit looking at them ones. I did go in and colour each and every of the seeds all separate. So we've got a lot of yellow at the top, so I'm assuming that's going to be a highlight. And it doesn't say at this point what sort of pressure to use, so I'm just using a medium pressure. And I'm going to go in with the orange, which I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be dark enough, but let's just work with it and see. So it definitely was an easy tutorial to follow. I thoroughly recommend these books. We've got pink here, then we've got a empty bit at the bottom, then it says add bright red pencil and then use white pencil to help blend the colours together, which I've not got organised for that. And let's get my white pencil out. So I'm just using the Prisma white colour pencil, and she's basically gone over all of the areas. She's leaving some of the pink exposed and she's leaving some of the yellow exposed. So we'll basically do that. I mean, in a picture like this where there is a lot, like that other picture that I completed, I'll be honest with you, it does get quite tedious, but I was doing little bits here and there because there was a lot of the same thing to colour. So I'm just checking the reference again. So she's gone over the white area, but she's left a little bit of the yellow. Alright, so the next step, number 3, it says softly add deep red. I know I've missed the white part of the blending, but I don't feel like it needs it at the moment, so I'm just going to skip that step. Softly add deep red, build up the colour slowly so that it darkens in the central smiley area. So this is this area that she's talking about. Blend by shading over the joined area by previous red colours, for example brightness. Use red bright fine liner pens. Right, well that bit I did not use a fine liner because fine liners aren't my friend at all. So I'm going to skip on that step also. So I'm just going to keep referring to that reference picture, and we're going in with the Crimson Lake. He's getting that short, this pencil, that I'm going to end up not being able to see its name anymore. I'm going to stick a sticker at the top to see. So we're just adding a bit more depth, I guess, now. I'm not 100% sure whether that orange was the correct choice, but we'll see. Right, step 4 is talking about the seeds, but the way that I did it, I did the seeds at the end altogether, and then there she's talking about adding a mid-green pencil to the stalks. So I'm going to sort of go off a little bit now, and I'm going to do the blending that I was meant to do in the last step, and I possibly might add a little bit more of the lighter red just around the orange areas. I'm not too happy with how orange they are. That is definitely not a ripe strawberry. See, it was so long ago since I did the other strawberry tutorial. I followed it, sorry. So I can't quite remember what colour that I used. Served myself right for not writing down the colours. So now we're looking more like a strawberry. Let's go back in with the white and blend again. Right, so now she is saying to go with the stem colours, a mid-green pencil. So I'll just pop this in screen while I choose a mid-green. So I am working with the full 150 count of Prismacolor. Right, I'm looking at all my colours, and this one looks, it might be a little bit too dark, that one. Mid-green. So let's go with the true green. So we're going to need a true green, then dark green, blend, burnish, the white pencil on top. And then we need a darker one on top, so we'll go with true green and grass green for the stems. Now I do remember a little bit of this step actually. It's all coming back. So what we're meant to do is, again, leave a bit of a white area for a highlight. And if anybody's wondering what pencil sharpener I use the Helix one, the crank sharpener, but I am in the market for an electric sharpener. I wouldn't mind an electric one, I think it'd make life a little bit easier. Anyway, back to the tutorial. So I'm going to use flicking motions up, and then I'm going to leave an area white just in the middle, and that'll be our highlight. So I'm going to bring this colour all the way up the next stem. I'm going to leave these areas white, and then it's basically going over them areas just to darken them up very slightly. And the reason that I have left the stems quite light is because I want a really dark shadow on there, like so. So that is our first one done, and I mean that was easy peasy. The way that it is laid out in this book, it's literally in steps. So all that took is 6 steps. I mean, she is saying to go over with the white pencil, but I don't believe it's needed there. There is extra steps. We can go in with the yellow pencil over the stems, just here. But the way that I work with these books, just because she says to do it, I don't actually follow everything step by step. But for the point of this video, I'll add just a little bit of yellow. But even if you just take a little bit out of a tutorial and then add something of your own, that's fine too. So I'm going to add a little bit on the top of the stems and bring my pencil while I'm at it, just to add a little bit of a highlight. So let's move on to the next strawberry. So it's just going to be a very similar thing to what we did last time. So going in with the highlights first, and then our yellow, which it's like a smiley face shape. That's what we're going for. And then the oranges. Now next time that I do this, I am going to go for a slightly darker orange. Now that I've already done one, I don't want them to look too different. But we get the idea, don't we? And then we're going in with the pink on the tips. And I'm not leaving too much of the white this time. When I was following a tutorial out of this book, it was the honeycombs. Now I was trying to make each of the honeycombs slightly different, so I wasn't following it to the T. I was adding my own little touches on each of them just so they didn't look, you know, samey. And I think that's what I'll probably do with this picture. And it's definitely not one that I'm going to finish in one night. It's going to be one of them that I pull out and do a couple of strawberries here and there when I fancy colouring strawberries. So I'm going to leave a little bit of the pink showing for now, but we'll see. Like that. Let's go in with the white. I'm not worried about the seeds at the moment anyway, because they can be fixed later. And then we'll go in with my darkest red, which is the Crimson Lake, and add a little bit of definition in certain areas. And let's blend that out again. Like so. So we're going with our lightest green, which is the true green, and just again with the flicking motions, and remembering to leave a gap in between like this one for a highlight. I mean, this page will be stunning once it's finished. Which book is it out of? I believe that this one is Seasons. This will be lovely once it's all done. Reds and greens, a really limited colour palette will be stunning on this one. Even like green as the shading in the woman in the picture. I'm into my limited palettes at the moment. So I am going in with the grass green, which is the darker shade. And then we will follow what Helen said. I'm going with the yellows for a little bit of highlight, which is the canary yellow. I don't know if anybody else suffers with this, but look at that. Oh, it's not actually reached the core just yet, but this is what this pencil was like when it was delivered. I mean, it breaks. Most of the Prismas that I use break. But it was heart-wrenching when I first opened that. So no, not another one. So this is how we're looking so far. Really beautiful, really bright, really luscious, juicy strawberries. Gorgeous. So we've got another 3, 4 on this page. So let's make a start on them. I don't want to keep zooming you in and out because my camera is naughty and it doesn't play ball sometimes when I'm asking it to. So yeah, that is the basic tutorial really on how to colour, or how I colour strawberries, because I didn't, you know, I had no idea how to do it before buying this book. So I'll you know what, I'll link all of Helen's books in the description, because I know that Colour with Claire, let's do 2 at once here. Colour with Claire, I think she's got flip throughs of all of the books actually. So if I can find Claire's videos, I will link them as well. I might struggle, so we'll see. So we're moving on to the orange here. I nearly skipped a step and went to the red then. And yeah, this is the way that I did it on the other page. I did follow the colour scheme, but I sort of did my own thing, and then each of the strawberries turned out differently. And that's the way that I like having, you know, my own touch on the page. I don't want to copy other people, you know, colour for colour, step by step. I like doing my own little thing and adding my own little touch. I'm not adding highlights on these two, but we'll be able to add a highlight by going over with the red and leaving a splash of the yellow popping through. That's the way that we'll do it. By the way, it's been that long since I've had acrylic nails that it's weird to colour. My other camera decided to go boop. Let's fix her. Now she's fixed, she's not angry at me anymore. I'm trying a different way of filming just to make it a little bit more interesting for you guys to watch, just from a different angle. It'll probably be a bit better when I'm filming in the day, because the sunshine can be a pain in the bum sometimes, so it might be a bit better then. So I'm going to leave two highlights on this one, I think. So let's go in with the white and do the blending like Helen had said. Let's go in with the darkest red. I mean, at this point I'm not actually even having to look at the book, because I've done two strawberries, so I'm sort of remembering the steps. I'm going to leave a little peak of colour there. Let's go over with a little bit of the lighter red again. And I'm using, I would say, medium pressure at the moment. A little bit of the white to blend, and I'm happy with them. So let's go in with the lighter green. Leave that sliver of highlight. Same thing. Whoops daisy with these ones. That's a good thing with Prisma, they do rub out. I can rub that out with the electric eraser later. But knowing me, I'll be end up using some sort of watercolour background or watercolour or nail colour for the hair anyway, so I'm not too worried. And the darker green, I think that one was, it was true green, and this one is grass green. Go down this stem. And let's add a touch of yellow, canary yellow. Just a little bit, I'm not adding it over the whole of the highlights. And then back in with the white. Right, so let me bring you all the way out now. Right, so there you go, that is how you do strawberries. So instead of me zooming in and having the camera not listen to me, I'll bring it up, it's easier. So for the seeds, she basically says to colour the seeds yellow, blend red shadows on the seeds shown. So that's basically around each of the seeds. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't do that with my other picture, because if any of you have been around for any longer than a couple of months, you'll know I'm not that patient. So I didn't actually do that, I just went in with yellow over them, or if they were already coloured, like the ready colour from the previous pencils, I was fine by that. And I'm really happy with it, with the outcome of this picture. I think it's beautiful. Not to toot my own horn, I do really like this one, this finished page. This has been one of the ones that I've wanted to take out and frame, but I'm not doing because I've got a thing about taking books apart. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it gives you you know, some ideas. You don't have to follow it step by step, and like I said, she hasn't given us the colours to use. It's, you know, don't use this colour, use that colour, use this colour. She sort of said, right, you can use any red you want, any dark red you want, any green you want, that sort of thing, which I think is quite nice. I know some of the tutorials in this book, like for instance the one on the next page, she's saying to use True Green PC 910, you know, that is telling you what colour to use. But for some tutorials, you know, it's sort of do your own thing a little bit and just follow me. So yeah, I hope you did find this, you know, helpful. And if you do finish a picture, or you do some sort of strawberry, I'd love to see it over on Instagram. My Instagram name is the same as YouTube, so Colour Me Stress Free. And I am still running a giveaway over there. And I think it runs out on the 16th, it finishes on the 16th. I'll be announcing the winner. So all the details are over on my Instagram if you are interested. But thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!